Welcome back, students. Welcome to the chapter haloalkanes and haloarenes. So this is part 2 of this chapter. Here we will see how to classify haloalkanes and haloarenes. So there are various methods of classification and we will see that in this part. So first we will see a classification that is based on the number of halogen atoms in a molecule or in a compound. So first, the classification based on the number of halogen atoms in a compound. So to understand clearly, I have provided 3 haloalkanes here. So 3 haloalkanes is listed. So in this alkyl group, how many carbon atoms are there? So there are 3 carbon atoms and 1 halo atom. So what will be the name? The name will be halopropane. So UPSC name will be halopropane and the trivial name will be propyl halide. Isn't it? Since this is a general atom, it's not specifically given whether it is fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. So we can call it as halo. So it is haloalkane, halopropane. Clear? So it is halopropane with 3 carbon atoms. So the classification now, as we saw from the topic, it is based on the number of halogen atoms. So in the first compound, in the first propyl compound, you have only 1 halogen. So in the first propyl group, we have only 1 halogen. So we call it as monohalopropane. Monohalopropane, or in general terms, you can call it as monohaloalkanes. Clear? In the second one, we can see we have 2 halogen atoms. So if we have 2 halogen atoms, how can we name it? We can name it as dihalopropane, or in general term dihaloalkanes. Alkane stands for all the aliphatic hydrocarbons. Clear? And the third one, we have 3 halogen atoms. So we can call this compound specifically as trihalopropane, and in general we can call it as trihaloalkanes. So this is how to classify haloalkanes based on the number of halogen atoms present in it. Now if you are looking into haloarenes, again we have 3 compounds, and like what we saw in the case of haloalkanes, we have 1 halo atoms in the first case, in the second case we have 2 halo atoms, and in the third case we have 3 halo atoms. So accordingly we can name it as monohaloarenes if it is having 1. If it is having 2, we can call it as dihaloarene, and in the case if it has 3 halo atoms, we can call it as trihaloarenes. So this is how to classify haloalkanes and haloarenes on the basis of number of halogen atoms. Now we are going to classify the compounds based on the type of carbon. So if the carbon attached to the halo group, so there will be a bond between carbon and the halo group inside the organic compound, and if that carbon is in sp3 hybridized condition, so if it is in sp3 hybridized condition, then we can classify such carbon into different types. So we have seen in the introduction part how to classify this sp3 hybridized carbon, and based on this carbon onto which this X is attached, we can classify haloalkanes and haloarenes. Let us see. So here are 3 compounds that is given. As you can see that in this compound, this X is attached to the sp3 carbon, whereas sp3 carbon here, as we have learned earlier, it is an alkyl carbon. sp3 carbon that is attached to X is an alkyl carbon. Where if you comparing this with the second compound here, X is attached to this carbon, and this carbon, which is sp3 hybridized, in turn is connected to a carbon that is sp2 hybridized. So we have learned this in the introduction on how to name such carbon. Such sp3 carbon that is attached to an sp2 carbon. How is it called? You call it as allylic carbon. Clear? So the X is attached to an allylic carbon. Why it is called an allylic carbon? Because this carbon is attached to an sp2 hybridized carbon. Clear? So such sp3 hybridized carbon that is attached to an sp2 hybridized carbon are called allylic carbon. Clear? Now again, if you are looking into this carbon which is attached to the X, this carbon is again in sp3 hybridized position, whereas it is attached to an carbon that is a part of benzene ring. Clear? That is a part of benzene ring. So this carbon is a part of benzene ring. So this sp3 carbon then is called as benzyl carbon. So the first one is alkyl carbon. The second carbon that is attached to X in the second compound is allylic carbon. And in the third one, in the third case, the third molecule, we have a carbon that is sp3 attached to a benzyl, and we call this carbon as benzylic carbon. Accordingly, we can classify the compounds. We can give the corresponding names. So this X is attached to an alkyl carbon. So we call this as an, can see the name alkyl carbon. It is the alkyl carbon. So we call, and this is, in this case, this is allylic carbon, and in the third case it is benzylic carbon. So accordingly, let us see how can we call this compound where X is attached to the alkyl carbon. We call it as alkyl halide. Why do we call it as an alkyl halide? Because this halogen atom is attached to the alkyl carbon. So what will be the name of the next one? It is easy to predict. It is called allylic halide. Why is it called allylic halide? Because the X is attached to a carbon which is an allylic carbon. And the third one, we call it as benzylic halide, because the X is attached to a carbon that is benzylic. So when is a carbon allylic? When we will call it an allylic carbon, if the sp3 carbon is attached to an normal sp2 carbon. We call a carbon as benzylic if it is in sp3 hybridized position, and if it is attached to a benzylic carbon, to a carbon which is in the benzyl ring, then we call it as benzylic carbon. So correspondingly, we can name those halides: alkyl halide, allylic halide in the case of X attached to allylic carbon, and benzylic halide if X is attached to benzylic carbon. All type of these carbons, carbon attached here, given here, can be further classified as primary, secondary and tertiary halides. So alkyl halide that is attached to C can be classified as primary, secondary and tertiary. Allylic halide can be classified as primary, secondary and tertiary, and benzylic halide again can be classified as primary, secondary and tertiary. How? Depending upon the degree of this carbon. So in the case of alkyl halide, you can classify them as primary, secondary and tertiary based upon the degree of this carbon atom. Similarly, allylic can also be classified as primary, secondary or tertiary depending upon the degree, and is the case with the benzylic. So in the coming slides we will see that type of classification. So before going to the next slide, let us recollect In the first type of classification, we have seen that the haloalkanes and haloarenes can be classified according to the number of halogen atoms in it. So it can be mono, it can be di, it can be tri, and so on. Clear? So you can the classification based on the number of halogen atoms. Here we have seen that based on the carbon attached to the X, sp3 carbon attached to X, you can classify the haloalkanes into either alkyl, allylic, and benzylic. And in the coming slides, we are going to take each and classify them as primary, secondary, and tertiary. So first we will see the classification of alkyl halides based on the degree of carbon in this bond. In this particular bond, based on the degree of carbon, you can classify alkyl halides into primary, secondary, and tertiary. So these are the examples of primary, secondary, and tertiary. So what we have to look is, why is this carbon primary? So a carbon is considered as primary if it has only one or less CC bond attached to it. So it has only one CC bond. So this carbon is primary. So I can call this alkyl halide as a primary alkyl halide. Now if we're moving on to the next compound, you can see that there are two CC bonds attached to it. Two CC bonds attached to it. So then it is an secondary alkyl halide. And in the case of the third compound, it has three CC bond attached to it. So the carbon atom to which X is attached is a tertiary carbon atom. So this is primary carbon atom, this is secondary carbon atom, and in the third one it is tertiary carbon atom. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. Accordingly, alkyl halides are classified as primary alkyl halide. This is symbol used to represent primary, and this is secondary alkyl halide, and the last one is tertiary alkyl halide. Clear? So this is how to classify alkyl halides. Next we will see how to classify allylic halides. Again, in the case of allylic halides, we have three compounds. And why it is an allylic halide? Because the X that is attached to this carbon is again attached to an sp2. So sp3 carbon that is attached to sp2 carbon is called, this carbon is called allylic carbon. So X is attached to an allylic carbon, so we call it as allylic halide. Now if you are looking and trying to compare three compounds, you will see that this has only one CC bond, whereas this carbon here has two CC bond. So which means that this is secondary, and this carbon here has three CC bonds, which means this is tertiary. So in the first case, we call it as primary allylic halide because X is attached to a primary allylic carbon. Second one is secondary allylic halide because X is attached to a secondary allylic carbon. And third one is called tertiary allylic halide because X is attached to a carbon that is third degree or tertiary carbon. Clear? So that is allylic halide. Now if you are moving on to the next, that is benzylic halide. So here you can clearly see that this carbon is primary, so it's primary benzylic halide. This carbon is secondary, it has two CC bonds, so it's benzylic halide. And this is tertiary because it has three carbon bonds attached to it, CC bonds attached to it. So tertiary benzylic halide. So this is how alkyl halide, allylic halide, and benzylic halides are classified into primary, secondary, and tertiary benzylic halides and corresponding halides. Finally, we have another type of another classification that is based on the carbon onto which X is, but here the carbon is not sp3 but sp2. So sp2 carbons are of two types. Let us see that here carbon is in sp2 hybridization but not a part of a ring. Such a carbon which is aliphatic in nature, such a carbon which is in sp2 hybridized and is aliphatic, it's part of a straight chain complex compound, not complex, compound. So in that case, X is attached to a carbon which is sp2 hybridized. This carbon we call it as vinylic carbon. We call it as vinylic carbon. Whereas here X is attached to a carbon which is also sp2 hybridized, but it is part of benzene ring or aryl ring. So we call this as aryl carbon. So if it is a part of aliphatic compound, we call that carbon which is in sp2 hybridized position, we call it as vinylic carbon, and if it is part of benzene ring, we call it as aryl carbon. Correspondingly, halides can be classified as vinylic halide and aryl halide, which we have already seen. In this case, we have already seen aryl halide, and this is a new one, that is vinylic halide. Why is it called vinylic halide? Because X is attached to a vinylic carbon. Clear? And why it is called aryl halide? Because the halo group is attached to an aryl carbon. So that's all about the classification. So if you are just recollecting the classification from the beginning, the first major classification was based on the number of halogen atoms. Then we classified based on the carbon, sp3 carbon. What type of sp3 carbon is it? Whether it is alkyl carbon, or whether it is allylic carbon, or whether it is a benzylic carbon. Based on that, we have classified the halides. Then all these alkyl, allyl and benzylic carbons can be either primary, secondary or tertiary. We have seen that classification also. And in this slide, we specifically show the carbon which is in sp2 hybridized. It can be either vinylic carbon, or it can be also an aryl carbon. So if it is vinylic carbon, we call it as vinylic halide if X is attached to vinylic carbon, or if X is attached to an aryl carbon, we call it as aryl halide. Okay, thank you.